Evening peeps, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we've got Next Gen Racing's CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup for you guys. We're live with round 3 from Lago Maggiore or Maggiore, depends how you want to say it. Evening Bert Fry, how you doing? So we've got 2 races again for you tonight. We've got a 50-minute quali and then we're into a 15-minute race, and the results of that race will determine the grid positions for race 2, which is a half-an-hour race around the same circuit. So we are at the short course, so it's the centre track for Lago Maggiore or Maggiore. So while we're just about to start quali, let me just throw this up. So these are current standings as we stand after round 2. So Neville Clooney leading Potomac Pot with 74. We've got Path 46 in second with 72 points, NGR Cutler in third, 61 points, Big Z in fourth with 50 points, Scar Wars with 33 points in fifth. In sixth place we've got Zuzims, he's also got 33 points, so joint points with Scar Wars in front. NGR Cuddles in seventh, 25 points for him. 1 point back is Conrad Racing, he's in 8th, and then we've got Bert Fry in 9th. He's just popped up in the chat. He is on 23 points, and then we've got 21 points for Hunty the Punty. So let me just bring up standings 2. So Milo Tyler in 11th, he's on 21 points, and TC Fredo is on 6 points in 12th. So back to track. Let's go and have a look at this quali, which is just about to start. We'll wait for that to kick in. As I say, 15 minutes of qualifying for you guys. So first few drivers hitting the track then. So I've not fiddled with my settings from last week, my sound settings, so hopefully it's coming through loud and clear. You can hear the cars, you can hear me clear enough. I've got a bit of a sniffle, but it's not for you lot to worry about. So let's go and have a look at Potomac Pop. Oh, where's he gone? Okay. So Burnt Fry then sitting himself at the front of this pack. So we are only on outlaps. We'll see what sort of times people are getting anyway. So it comes across the line with a dead on 1 minute, 0.043. As I say, these are only outlaps. So I will put links in description to Next Gen Racing. I will also put links in description to CHewitt Racing. These guys have sponsored the season. They do actually race a mini. Let's just go and have a quick look at NGR Cutler. Where's he gone? 5th place. So this is one of their liveries for the CHewitt Racing. Can't see TC Fredo in the room yet. He's rocking the other livery. So let's... Oh, someone's just driven off track. I think that was Cuddles. Or no, maybe Potomac Pot. Crashed into the wall there at full speed. So these are the first of the hot laps. 51.7 for Burnt Fry. Zuzim's pips him though. Let's just wait for everyone to get across the line. So that is everyone done. So Zuzim's currently leading, then 50.9 he's on. Pav on a 51.4. Scarwall's in third with a 51.4 as well. NGR Cutler fourth, a 51.6. Burnt Fry in fifth place, 51.7 for Burnt Fry. NGR Cuddles 54.2. Potter McPot 55.2. As I say, I think it was him we saw go ploughing into the wall. NGR Bigsy yet to put a hot lap in. Don Dotter still sat in the pits, but what a great big lovely sticker he's got on the back of his car. The monster one I'm on about, the monster one. So another fastest lap for Zuzim. There's a 50.3 in the Mini. So currently in fifth in the championship is Zuzim's. Oh, that won't do his racing any favours. He had a good race. Was it last week? Second race wasn't bad. The first race he was leading it, stuck a couple of wheels on the grass and span himself off into the wall. Ended up quite far down the pack, unfortunately. So Burnt Fry still holding that second. Cutler pushed himself up into third, 51.0. So Pav been pushed back. He's been in for a fresh set, I think. Scarwall's now chucking in a fast one, and Potter McPot. What's Potter McPot done? A 50.6, 0.3 back from Zuzim's. Let's go on board for a quick look. Oh, maybe not. Oh, Burnt Fry, sorry. We were going to go on board for a quick lap with Burnt Fry, but he didn't want to play. So we'll sit with Pav 46 then, who's pushed himself up into third position. So as he comes around this last turn, it's hard on the power down this start-finish straight. It's an awkward 90-degree left at the bottom of here. It's quite tight as well. You'll see a few people giving this one a go off the grid. So into this, again, easy to run wide. There is going to be some battling through there into this right-hand hairpin. Again, can be easy to run it out wide onto the grass. So round to the right, the longer track peels off to the left there. So we're back into this little chicane. Hard on the power back up the hill. As the normal track would go straight on, but this slams the brakes on hard right into the last turn. Back on the power for this start finish straight. He's got a bit of a toe off of who's that in front, Don Dotter in front. Let's see if that benefits him. He does go a little bit quicker. He's still third place though. Well, that is a lap with Pav. So Zuzim's currently leading then with a 50.3, 5 minutes into this quali, nearly 6. Potter McPot 50.3. He's got closer to Zuzim's. 13,000th back, that's all. Pav's a quarter of a second back from Potter McPot with a 50.5. Burnt Fry in fourth, he's had bettered his time, 50.7. Bigsy then, he's chucked in a pretty quick one, 50.8. That puts him up into fifth. In the pits for fresh tyres. Scarwall's then, he can throw himself quite far up the order, but he's been pushed down again, 51.0 for him, current fastest. Cutler just getting in vehicle with Scarwall's there, 51.8 is 0.8 sorry for his fastest, 7th place currently. Don Dotter in 8th with a 51. Oh, Don not throwing himself back in the pits, so no hot time for him. NGR Cuddles down at the back of the pack currently, a 52.1 for him. So Burnfry's pushed Pav down a spot. He's increased his time to a 50.4. Yeah, it's going to be interesting through there on the first turn. Maybe the first couple of laps, they should be pretty close together. Pixie's still in the pits then. So NGR Cutler has himself raced with Chloe Hewitt in the 24-hour karting race last year. I think he's doing another one this year with her. That's got to be pretty brutal. I didn't fancy having a go myself, but then I saw the price. I thought, no, not doing that. So while I wasn't looking, Cutler's gone quicker. He's done a 50.7. I was looking, but I didn't actually see the time flick over. So he's up into 5th then, Cutler. No position changes currently at the front, although Pav's putting in purple sectors. Can he pip this qualified time, or may have just lost a bit of time through there? I don't think he was very far in front, only about 14 thousandths if I remember rightly. To 51.0. So unfortunately, he's not gone quicker on that one. It's looking good though. So only a quarter of a second between the top 4 currently. And really 0.4 of a second for top 5. Still only half a second for top 6. Yeah, there's not a lot in it. So 1.3 is the total gap, all 9 drivers. Cuddles just needs to get his eye in. He's got about 5 more minutes left. So yeah, it is the short course tonight. These minis have been pretty good on the short tracks. Got Goodwood coming up soon as well. That's going to be fun. There's a lot of runoff there for the lads to go disappearing off. So 10 minutes into quali. Potter, McPot and Pav. Looks like Pav's getting a bit of a toe off Potter. Just having to dip out of that slipstream right at the end of that turn by the look of it. Let's stick with these two, see what they've got. So Potter sticks in 52.8. I think he's just been in for fresh tyres. Pav was a 51.9, also on fresh tyres as well, I think. So first race is medium tyres only. And then the second race, I think it's racing softs, between racing softs and racing hards, or the other way around. Okay, so TC Fredo definitely isn't going to make it. Let's just have a look here, just in the group chat there. So we're still with Potter and Pav. 50.6 for Pav. What did Potter put in? 50.4. So 50.6 for Burnfry. Cuttler's not managed to better that 50.7 yet. Star Wars has gone a bit quicker though, 50.8. Closing the gap on Cutler. Biggsy's still in the pits. Don Dotter then, 50.9 for him, 8th place. Cuddles not managing to better that time. He's looked like he's left and come back though. He's only got a 1:38 on the board there. So 2.5 minutes of quali. So he's still a bit down, is Cuddles. Just stick with him on this one, see what he comes home with. Still got time to get a couple more laps in. 54.0. It's 2.3 slower than his fastest. Zuzim still not managing to better that. 50.3. Potter not managing to better his time either, nor Burnfry, nor Pav. He's got a few 50s in there. NGR Cutler still 5th with 50.7. Dotter's done a little bit quicker, 50.8. That's chucked him up into 6th. That's pushed Star Wars and Bigsy down. Star Wars on a 50.8. Bigsy 50.8 as well, just behind Star Wars. And Cuddles, he's gone a bit quicker, 52.0. That's not quicker than his actual time. So just 1 minute left then. Potter McPot gone quicker, 50.2 for Potter. That's 0.06 faster than Zuzim's current. So Zuzim's might be just trying to get across the line before the timer ticks over, go for one last hot lap. See if you can get that pole position back off of Potter McPot. So Burnfry 3rd then. Let's just see what Zuzim's is doing. So he is out on a bit of a hot one then. Can he get round Don Dotto without causing any trouble? So we've just come up to the first timing mark now. He has gone quicker. 0.073. Can he maintain it around this last turn? Reg GT, evening mate, how you doing? So he's looking pretty quick, is Zuzim's. Let's see if he's got this. He has got a toe off of Don Dotter in front of him. No, he doesn't. 50.2, so it's a 2.97, whereas Potter's is a 2.78. So that does keep Potter on pole position. Zuzim's did close him in, but not quite enough. So second place for Zuzim's, Burnfry in 3rd, Pav in 4th, Don Dotter 5th. So Don Dotter pushed himself up another spot as well. Up into 5th, NGR Cutler 6th, Scarwall 7th, Bigsy 8th, and NGR Cuddles in 9th place. So we're into race 1. Round 3 of the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Let's see what kind of daft camera angle it gives me off the start. See if we can. Well, that's not the best. That's not the best. Come on, give me a different view. Damn it. No, useless. Right. So I can't see the lights. Sorry, peeps. The revs are up and they're off. Let's just flick through, see if everyone got away. Yes. Right, back up to the front. Zuzims looks like he's got a nose in front of Potter. He's got the inside line into this hairpin as well. So Zuzim's pushed himself from second into first through that first little sector. Burnfry still holding third, Pav fourth, Don Dotter fifth, Cutler sixth, then Bigsy seventh, Scarborough's eighth, and Cuddles ninth. So as they were. So Potter already looking to take that position back. He does he outbrake himself? He does into the last turn. That's going to compromise him a few places. He's coming out of there slow now as well, so he's down in fifth. He's going to lose another place to Cutler. That's sixth place gone. He's getting swamped now by the rear runners of this race currently. So Zuzim's then in first, still half a second over Burnfry in second. Pav looking a bit naughty down the inside there, not quite managing to get his nose down the inside of Burnfry for that manoeuvre. So up into third then. Can Potter McPot do anything to get back into this one? Where is he now? He's back into sixth. So he managed to keep that place from Scar Wars. He's on Cutler's tail. So Burnfry looking for a little bit of a nip down the inside of Zuzim's there. He'll have a good run down here on the start finish straight, but Pav's right on his tail as well. All three drivers taking slightly different lines through there. That was like that was almost like the Italian job, the way they turned in. Cliche, evening mate, how you doing? We've got the Next Gen Minis tonight, sponsored by CHewitt Racing. So Burnfry looking dangerous on the Zuzims as they come around the back half of this track. Is Burnfry going to make a late lunge into this last turn? He stuck his nose out. Is he going to keep that? He does do. Pav's looking a bit naughty as well. He's looking to follow Burnfry through. So Burnfry and Zuzims are now side by side going down the start finish rate. Zuzims has still got his nose in front. Burnfry's just had to tuck back into second. He's out of the slipstream as well, but now they're side by side heading into turn one. Pav's right in there as well. So Zuzim's putting his car where he needs to. He's still got the inside line for this hairpin. Burnfry still second. Pav right on his rear bumper though, third. Don Dotter fourth. Cutler fifth. Potter McPot looking to make a move on Cutler. Oh, just nudged Cutler a little bit wide. Scar Wars has gone off track as well. So Potter McPot currently up into fifth. NGR Cutler sixth with a bit of off-track action. We just followed Scar Wars straight off track as well. So Cutler under a bit of pressure from Scar Wars there. Bigsy 8th, NGR Cuddles a little bit off the pack now, 2.5 seconds. He's lost a little bit more time through there. So back up to this front pack then, it's still Zuzim's, Burnfry, Pav, 1, 2, 3. I can see the totally different lines between Burnfry and Pav through that hairpin. Dotter's closed in on these three as well, so it's a four-way fight now. Potter McPot's not that far back either. Where's he? He's less than a second back from Don Dotter. He will be getting a bit of a tow. Putting in fattest sectors as well, Potter McPot. So not happy about that first lap overshoot into this very turn here. Trying to take that position back off of Zuzim's. Mate, these minis are cool, I tell you. There's two lobbies as well, so go check out Hunty the Punty. Yes, I said that right, Hunty the Punty. He said he was going to do live commentary over the Pro-Ams. So go check him out. He was in the Pro lobby, but he's decided to give it a miss, and he's now going to do commentary over the Pro-Ams. So he should be live, I think. Unfortunately, NGR Cuddles is just losing more and more time. He's now 4.3 seconds back. So Zuzims and Burnfry managed to pull a bit of a lead over Pav. He's only 0.7 of a second back. That is bringing Don Dotter and Potter McPot back into this fight. That was a Late braking manoeuvre by Pav to try and get back onto the rear bumper of Burnt Fry. That Scarwall's run himself wide again through the last turn. So Burnt Fry tucked into Zuzim's slipstream. How far back's Pav? Still at 0.7, 0.8 of a second back now. Don Dotter right on him. Potter McPot right into this fight now as well. Scarwall's holding a penalty. He will be able to drop that pretty easily. And he's got past Cutler as well. And Biggsy's not that far back, so another little three-way fight brewing here. Cuddle's just dropping off a bit more time. So Zuzim's still leading. That's his fastest lap of the race, but Potter McPot is holding fastest lap currently with a 50.3. So still that 0.7 of a gap between Pav and Burnt Fry. He's not able to close that down. I think he's had to fend off Don Dotter a little bit. But now Don Dotter's got Potter McPot right on his rear bumper as they come up the hill now towards this last turn. Any moves going to be made here? No. Although Burnt Fry looking a bit tasty down the inside there. Now he is bolted onto the rear end of Zuzim's. 0.2 of a second. Zuzims, come on Zuzims, you can't be doing that. Swerving all over, that's not cricket. One manoeuvre, mate, you know that. So it is back into a five-way fight now then. Pav has closed that gap right back up. 0.4 of a second. Don Dotter still there in fourth. Potter McPot still bolted to his rear bumper. 0.2 of a second back. And then we jump back 4 seconds back to NGR Cutler, who's having to fend off Scarwalls and Biggsy. He's managed to get past Scarwalls. Maybe that was... Unfortunately, Scarwalls has lost another position there to Biggsy. So he was in sixth, Scarwalls. He was holding a little bit of a penalty, but it was only 0.1 of a second. So it must have had a bit of off-track action for Scarwalls. Oh, or maybe a steering failure. Ow, ouch. Oh, right. Let's jump back to this front fight then. So Zuzim still managing to fend off Burnt Fry. Burnt Fry looking a bit handy in these minis. Don Dotter's got past Pav as well. And then there's a bit of a gap back to between Don Dotter, Pav and Potter. So maybe a little bit of an incident I was looking at while we were watching Scarwalls disconnect. So some big gaps starting to open up then. Zuzims and Burnt Fry still bolted to each other running around this track. That's Pav running wide into the last turn as well, pressing that mini as hard as he can. Potter McPot's managed to close in on Pav. He's got that gap back down to a second. Pav's 1.6 back from Don Dotter. So there's only a second between the top three drivers. Burnt Fry and Zuzims. There's not there's nothing between them at the minute. It's Don Dotter who's actually currently holding fastest lap of the race now with a 50.2. To close in on Burnt Fry. Oh, Burnt Fry looking a bit naughty down the inside again. I thought you had him then, Burnt Fry. Zuzim's run himself off track and then barged into Burnt Fry. I didn't see Burnt Fry making any contact there, but possibly just while the camera was changing. But Burnt Fry not looking happy about that. Sorry, Zuzim's not looking happy about that. Down in second position, 0.3 of a second back. Now got Don Dotter for company. And Don Dotter's right on him as they head back up the hill through this little chicane. Don Dotter make a move into this last turn. He's just seen Burnt Fry do it. Maybe he's having a think about it himself. doesn't. So Pav unable to close the gap. Potter has, though. It's down to 0.6 of a second. Starting to gap Cutler as well. 2.2 seconds the gap between Potter and NGR Cutler. Biggsy then clamped to the back end of Cutler. Can he get that position done? Only 4.5 minutes left of this race. Oh, Scarwalls is back in then. So obviously not a full disconnect. We're having some issues somewhere, but Cuddle's now got someone to battle with. Looking to take that place. Oh, he's got a wheel on the grass. Looking to keep that in a straight line, but he's just managed to get past Scarwalls. So they'll be battling to the end unless Cuddles keeps doing things like that and allows Scarwalls just to dive down the inside. So as soon as he got that position, he lost it. While we've been watching that, Zuzim's managed to get himself back past Burnt Fry, as has Don Dotter. Oh, Don Dotter's run himself wide, though. He's on the grass. Burnt Fry looks like he might have made a little bit of contact with him. And that's brought Pav back into this fight. Pav's now got a bit of an inside line. No, he's had to stick back in behind Burnt Fry there. But Potter McPot's side by side with Pav now as they run into this little chicane. Both drivers keeping it clean through there. Pav will have the inside line. So Potter McPot having to go wide line through there. Still side by side. Oh, who's that? That's NGR Cutler going full tilt into the barriers. Taking layers of paint off that Mini. So Cutler then big gap back to Biggsy 3.3. So he's lost out in that fight. Let's go back up to the front then. Zuzim starting to pull a bit of a gap over Don Dotter in second. 2.2 seconds he's got now. So only 2.5 minutes left. Don Dotter coming under some serious pressure from Burnt Fry. Will Burnt Fry go for a late lunge into this last turn? It's Don Dotter. Don Dotter's gone defensive. Potter McPot has got past Pav as well. So we're all starting to kick off at the end of this one. But Zuzim's just managed to make a bit of a break. So he's 2.3 seconds up the road now. Don Dotter, he's got to fend off 3 drivers, Burnt Fry, Potter McPot and Pav the last couple of laps. So he's doing well so far, although Burnt Fry's got a bit of a run down the inside. Not quite managed to keep that position. He's had to try and defend from Potter McPot and Pav as well. So Potter still 4th, Pav still 5th. Biggsy then 6th, 2.4 seconds back. NGR Cutler now 7th, 4.5 seconds back. Scarwall's in 8th. We did see him plough into the wall and have some kind of ghosting issue. In 8th position, 13 seconds back. And then Cuddles, unfortunately, 7.3. 9th position for Cuddles. So Zuzim's then just extending his lead, 3.3 seconds. Don Dotter still managing to fend off the guys behind Potter McPot. Always looking to make a move on Burnt Fry. Did get down the inside. Pav's also there. He's got an inside line as well. So we're getting a bit tasty in these last couple of laps. We've got a minute left on the clock. Potter McPot up into 4th. Can he get past Burnt Fry? So right on his rear bumper then. It's got to be careful from Pav behind though. I think he's had to go a little bit defensive. No. Oh, just had to duck himself out of that fight. And now he's got Pav running side by side with him down the start-finish straight. Just chucks himself over to the right to get in the slipstream. He's a little bit too far back, I think. Oh, I thought he'd got an inside line into the hairpin, but just a little bit too far back there again. Stuck a wheel on the grass. Pav 46, he's only got to wait for one little mistake like that. Kingsim Racing, evening mate, how you doing? Yeah, it's a good league, mate, it's a good league. tasty. That's what it is. So Zuzims, we are over the 15 minutes. Yeah. So this is the final lap. Zuzims has managed to pull a 3.7 second lead over that melee of drivers behind. Don Dotter managing to hold second by the look of it. Potomac Pot managed to get past Burnt Fry fourth, then Pav fifth, Bigsy sixth, NGR Cutler seventh. Scar Wars is going to come home in eighth place, and Cuddles has already crossed the line. So that was race one of tonight. We have got a second race coming up for you guys. It's going to be a reverse grid of race one. Tyres and fuel depletion will be on. So that'll help Zuzims climb his way back up the championship. He was in fifth before tonight. So that's race one in the bag, maximum points. Ouch. That looks like that was NGR Cutler going sideways across the track there. So we'll have a few minutes break and then we jump into race two. As I say, a reverse grid of race one. So that'll put Zuzims right at the back, followed by Don Dotter, followed by Potter. Just managed to get third place off of Burnt Fry. So Burnt Fry will be fourth from the back, and then Pav, who's after Pav, Bigsy, and then Cutler, and then Scar Wars and Cuddles in pole for this race. So Don Dotter doing all right, managing to fend off those four drivers for such a lengthy amount of time. So if you've not already, people, like it and stuff, and tell your mates and tell your mums. You know what to do. So when I know how to figure it all out, I'm going to start having a little spreadsheet myself that I can add the kind of points into, and then update the points as we go. But I'm not doing that yet because I don't know what I'm doing. So race two then. Let's just have a look what everything's been set to. Tyre wear times 10, a fuel depletion times 5, and they only start with 70 litres of fuel. That was a good fight, Burnt Fry. It was a good fight. You were looking a bit nudgy though, mate, I'll say. Did you nudge Zuzims? Is that why he nudged you back? Potter and yourself were getting a bit nudgy across the line as well. I didn't know if there was contact there. You nudged someone else off just around the hairpin. You're doing nudgy. NGR nudgy. But yeah, it was a good race. Potter just pipped you at the line there, didn't he? Oh, okay, so no, I'm just reading in the PlayStation chat. I'm just reading in the PlayStation chat that he says, didn't mean to side smash you when you overtook. Tried to rush to get back into the slipstream before you'd gone past. Before Don got in there, so just a little bit early. Trying to actually get in your boot by the look of it. So if you are listening, and if you're not already, and you want some, because you don't necessarily want some, I know Cliche's had some, I know Reg GT, and I know Burnt Fries had some. I don't know whether King Sims had any. I have got stickers available. Send me a quick email to darksmoker@googlemail.com. Send me an address, and I'll drop you a couple of stickers in the post. Zuzim's, not Zuzim's, Can't Shake the Cliches, showed him off a couple of times on his channel. Thank you, mate, appreciate that. He shows me quite a lot of love, does Cliche. Love you back though, Cliche. So anyone else listening, go check out Can't Shake the Cliche. He does some drunken Friday night stuff. He does some Project Cars 2 stuff, Gran Turismo bits, all sort of racing. Go check him out. Dory, evening mate. How you doing? Have you sent me a sticker yet, Dory? An email yet, Dory, with your address on it? Have you? Huh? I don't think you have. No mother, buddy. I know you spelled that wrong. No bother. So Don Dotter looking like he's enjoying these minis. He had a good race. Coming in second place. He's new to the championship. Yeah, so we have got two lobbies running tonight. We've got the pros, which you're watching now, and we've got the pro-ams, which should be, let me just go and double check that before I make myself look like an idiot. Although I've already said it. We should have Hunty the Punty live. He is, so he's commentating over the pro-am lobby right now. Let's just give him a quick hello. Come on then, give me a keyboard. Evening, mate. So yeah, Hunty was racing in the pro lobby, but I think he had one or two incidents. So last week before, got dinked around a little bit, wasn't happy, and decided to dive out. But he has graciously said he'll do the pro-am commentary. So cheers, Hunty. Appreciate that. Let me finish writing this. Have a good stream. Bosh. We're off. God blimey, I turned my back for 2 seconds. You lot are having a right old conversation. Yeah, no worries, Cliche. Yeah, make sure you all go sub up to Cliche. Do it now. Do it now while he's online. Do it. There you go. Burnt Fries subbed. That's just tipped the 300. Probably climbed a little bit higher now as Cliche. So we have got a couple of minutes left. I am just going to bring up the standings again for up until this round. So Potter McPot was leading up until today. I'm not going to work out points for you lot because I don't want to. Pav was second, Cutler was in third, Bigsy was fourth, Scar was fifth, Zuzim's sixth. I thought he was fifth in the championship. So yeah, that's going to help Zuzim's out no end. Cuddles was in seventh, Conrad Racing not in tonight in eighth. Burnt Fry just subbed to Cliche. He was in ninth, but he's going to get some good points on the board as well, coming in fourth in that one. Hunty the Punty, he has dived out, as I say. No Myla Tyler and no TC Freddo, which has been unfortunate, but we have gained a Don Dotter. So Don Dotter did come in second in race 1. Right, better get myself on track. Race 2's about to start. Come on then. Oh dear, that's not good. So it's not going to let me go to track yet until, here we go, it is. So we've got Cuddles in P1. Come on now. Why has my pad stopped working? Okay, yeah, that's not cricket. Pad's turned off. What's cracking off? So I'm going to have to flick through the order. Is that going to work? Why is it all dead? Oh, I can't change camera, people. I can't leave the lobby. It's not letting me do anything. Oh. It's not letting me change camera. It's not letting me change driver. It's not even letting me leave the lobby. Right, unfortunately, this is how it's going to be. Escape on the keyboard doesn't work. We're done. So it's going to stick with first place, unfortunately, for some reason. It's decided to have a bit of a hissy fit. So Cutler then leading this race currently. Oh, I can't see tyre wear. I can't see anything. Oh, it's going to be traumatic for half an hour. It's left the chat up as well. What's going on? Nope, not let me do anything. All it's going to do is stick with the P1 driver, which is unfortunate, so I can't really tell you what's going on anywhere else on track. Cutler's leading. Who we got in second? Scarwall's second. Is that Bigsy third? He's coming under some pressure from somebody. Oh, is that Zuzim's up into second? Could well be. We've got Pav in. Zuzim's up into third. Pav looking like he's going for a move down the inside. Oh, come on, PlayStation, sort yourself out. Technical difficulties, people. It's not giving me any options at all. I may have fried the game, people, for a minute. So it does look like Zuzu's up into second, Potter McPot into third. Scarwall's fourth. I didn't see who was in fifth. Who's in fifth? Oh, I'm not sure. Right, that's doing that. That's just right. It's giving me options. Okay. Right, we're back in. Whew. Right, I've got all my options back. Whew. Right, so Cutler leading 1.3 seconds down the road. It is Zuzim's into second place. Driftertronic in that mini. So we're 4 laps in. I've just gained control. Potter McPot is up into third. Scarwall's fourth, holding a bit of a penalty. Pav in fifth. Don Dotter sixth. Bigsy in seventh. Burnt Fry eighth. And Cuddles, unfortunately, again at the back of the pack. Again, drifting that mini. So the tyre wear starting to play its part already. Then they are all out on the racing softs, I would have thought, for the first stint. So Cutler's starting to come under pressure from Zuzim's already. Potomac Pot, he's 1.2 seconds back from that little fight. He's got a lot of wear on those racing softs as well as Potomac Pot fighting his way through the crowd. Scarwall still holding fourth position. Don Dotter got past Pav in fifth. Pav's in sixth. So Pav getting it all wrong through that first left-hander. Lost a couple of positions as well. He's lost one position to Bigsy. He's coming under pressure from Burnt Fry as well. Might well lose this position. Burnt Fry's got the run down the inside if he holds this line. A good bit of drive from those two, side by side as they come through that chicane. Burnt Fry taking that position, then Pav all the way back down to 8th now then. Cuddles in 9th, so Cutler still leading this one. Zuzim's looking to make a bit of a move. Cutler went defensive, but Zuzim's had already squeezed himself in there. This is all going to help Potomac Pot close the gap. As you can see, it's down to less than a second between these two now. Zuzim's and Cutler still battling it out for P1. Potomac Pot just able to close all that time back up. Half a second he's back now from Cutler. So he needs to stick with Zuzim's and not let him disappear down the road. Potter's tyres looking a little bit worse for wear than Cutler's and Zuzim's in front. Scarwall's putting those under some pressure. Don Dotter looking for a move down the inside. And Scarwall's just left the door open. But he will have the inside line into turn 1. A bit of a love tap between those two. Just let each other know they're there. This is my spot, mate. Get out. Bigsy, he'll benefit from this though. He'll be able to close that gap down on these two. So he's gone from 0.7 down to 0.5 of a second for Bigsy. Pav's managed to get himself back past Burnt Fry. Burnt Fry's run himself wide. Losing a bit of time to Pav then. Doing whatever he can to destroy his rear tyres. So Zuzim's 0.3 of a second in front from Cutler. Petrie, evening mate, how you doing? Thank you for stopping in. So totally different lines through there between Zuzim's and Cutler. Cutler making up a bit of time through that section. Potomac Pot right in this fight now. He's half a second back from Cutler. He'll get a good toe up this hill as well. I got down to 0.4 of a second. So these drivers starting to stretch a bit of a gap over 4th position. Don Dotter, 2.9 seconds that gap. There's a second back to Scarwall's behind. And then Bigsy's right back in that fight then, so he's 0.3 of a second back from Scarwall's. Pav's closing in. So he's 1.4 seconds back from Bigsy. We have got 22 minutes of this race left, so a lot of strategies to be played out yet. Pav's actually out on the mediums as well, although he's put those through a bit of a battering already. So he's dragging Burnt Fry along with him. Burnt Fry's only half a second back. These two were having a bit of a punch-up in race 1, trying to overtake each other. Cuddles in 9th, he's 26 seconds back. He's got sticking 54s in. As we look at the front runners, they're sticking consistent 50s, 51s. Zuzim's just starting to pull a bit of a lead. He's got it up to a second. Pot then he needs to utilise all that toe down here to close in on Cutler in 2nd position. He lost a bit of time through there actually, Potter. So Don Dotter still keeping that 3-second gap between himself and 3rd place Potter. Scarwall's in 5th, 1.5 seconds back. Bigsy, he's lost a bit more time, down to 0.8 of a second. So where has... Oh, we've lost Pav. We've lost Pav 46. I don't know what's happened there. So Cutler throws himself in the pits. Potter stays out. So he's now got 1.8 seconds to make up to try and get back into this fight with Zuzim's in front. Both these drivers out on the racing softs. Potter's softs looking a bit more battered than Zuzim's though. Losing a little bit more time there, Potter. Dotter's slowly closing in as well. He's got that gap down to 2.6. So I think it's only Cutler who's been in then so far. So he's back out the pits and into 7th. Let's just go and see whereabouts on track he is. So he's got a 5-second gap out in front. He's out of the super softs. Alright, so we are allowed to use super softs in this one. So at times 10, although he'll get some quick laps in, these tyres will destroy themselves in about 5 laps. Pot's in the pits then. Star Wars is in, Zuzim's is in, Dotter's in. Let's see what sort of fuel people take on. So a lot of the... so Zuzim's comes back out with just in between 3/4 and half. Pot, he's gone for 3/4. He's out of the mediums. What did Zuzim's take? He took the softs. Dotter came out 3/4 of a tank, just under with the mediums as well. Star Wars went for a full tank in the mediums. Cuddle's still out. So Biggsy stopped out. He will come in the pits now though. His fuel is pretty much run out. The same for Burnt Fry. So this will put Cutler up into P1 then. And he did only take on board half a tank of fuel, so that will help the tyres a little bit. Not carrying quite so much weight, having to throw it around the corners. And those tyres having to deal with it. But Zuzim's behind, closing him down. 1.3 seconds that gap. Pot now 4.6 seconds back from that little fight. Dotter's only a second back from him. So Biggsy 5th, Star Wars 6th, starting to come under pressure from Burnt Fry behind. So Cuddles has decided not to change tyres, just put 1/4 of a tank of fuel in. Interesting strategy. Unless he hasn't been in the pits yet. So we're back on board with race leader currently, NGR Cutler. He's got just over half a second lead over Zuzim. Zuzim has closed him down in the last couple of laps. Pot lost a bit of time to those two then. It was about 4.4, it's now 5.3. Still hauling Dotter down the road. He managed to claim a bit of time back as well. Yeah, so Pav has left the room now, unfortunately. So I'm not sure what happened to him. Let's go for a bit of on board with Potter McPot and have a quick look back at Dotter chasing him down. So a late turn in there from Potter. Nice early turn in from Don. Don's got that gap down to half a second. Potter McPot sticking a wheel on the grass. It's just allowing that gap to come down a little bit more. A bit too far back to make a move into this turn, although it's allowed him to close the gap. Potter will get a slightly better drive out the corner. Dotter will gain a bit of a toe down the start-finish straight. Again, still not quite close enough, I think, to make a move into turn 1. So still right on each other's tail. Let's go and have a look up the track then, see what else is going off. Zuzim's got past Cutler then, he's got half a second gap over him as well. Cutler's fuel down to a quarter. Those super softs starting to look a little bit worn. He's done a few laps on them. What's he done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's done about 6 laps. May squeeze 10 out of those then. Potomac Pot now 6 seconds back from that fight. Still having to fend off Don Dotter in 4th. Bigsy got a bit of breathing room. He's got 2.6 seconds back to 6th place Burnt Fry. He himself's got 1.3 back to Scar Wars. And it's 31 seconds back to Cuddles. Who's doing? There is a pit, mate. You can pit. You can put new tyres on. So does he come in this time? He does. Doesn't. Just peels over to the left-hand side of the track to allow Zuzim's through. He's staying out of the way so Cutler can get through as well. He doesn't through the hairpin though. That's just compromised Cutler a little bit. He's now got 2 wheels on the grass. So losing more time to Zuzim's now. Down to 1.5 seconds. 1.6. So Don Dotter's got past Potomac Pot as well. Don Dotter wins in 3rd, Potomac Pot in 4th. Same tyres. Potter's again looking a bit more beaten up than Don Dotter's. Let's just have a quick look back through here. Yeah. Burnt Fry then putting Bigsy under some serious pressure. Keeping his car on that right hand side as he comes through there, but he's running himself wide on the exit of that. That's giving Burnt Fry a bit of a look down the inside. He's going to get the move done down here, so up into 5th for Burnt Fry. Just ran himself a little bit wide, did Bigsy. Left the door open for Burnt Fry to get a nose in, and that was enough. Scar Wars is 3.7 seconds back from Bigsy now. He's closing that gap slowly. So Bigsy on the mediums. Scar Wars also on the mediums. He did stick in a full tank of fuel as well. Cuddles still not decided to pit. So we're back with Zuzim's. He's managed to extend his gap to 2.8 seconds. 12 minutes remaining. A lot of work for the guys to do. We're going to see Cutler coming in the pits then. So he did pretty much manage to get 10 laps out of those tyres. He does come in the pits. So does that allow Don Dotter and Potomac Pot to take him? Again, it all depends how much fuel he puts in. But they are out before he exits the pits, so Don Dotter up into 2nd then, Potomac Pot 3rd. Burnt Fry, does he quite get out before? He does. Burnt Fry up into 4th then, Bigsy 5th. Cutler comes out of the pits now in 6th. So he's back on the mediums, just over half a tank. So he's now got Scar Wars 2.7 seconds back, but on the fresher tyres for Cutler, so should be able to keep extending away from Scar Wars. But it looks like Scar Wars might be trying to run to the end on those mediums, and the fuel he's got on board. So Bigsy will be in this lap or the next. Cuddles doing the gentlemanly thing and just stopping out of the way as well. Cutler making the manoeuvre around Cuddles before turn one this time. So he's still hunting down Bigsy, right on him now through here. So Bigsy's tyres looking pretty battered, he's bad out of fuel as well. We look at Cutler behind, he's got fuel to the end. The fresher tyres as well. So up into fifth then for Cutler, getting that position made off Bigsy quite easily. Zuzim's now in the pits, so he'll take on enough fuel and tyres for the end of this race. Where does that bring him out? So he is out in third. Don Dotter, he'll be in the pits next couple of laps. His fuel bar just turning red there. Potter McPot, he's got a quarter of a tank, so he's got a little bit further to run. He's got 6.6 second gap over Zuzim's as well, although his tyres are looking a bit battered. So Zuzim's out on the softs. Just over half a tank. Burnt Fry, he'll be in, fresh set of tyres and fuel in a couple of laps time. That'll promote Cutler back up a couple of positions when these guys come in. So Scar Wars still 6th. Bit of a penalty for Scar Wars. But possibly looking to run to the end, just under half a tank for Scar Wars. So Bigsy 7th, he's been in the pits, just under half a tank for him. A fresh set of racing mediums. Let's see what he can do. If he can make any positions up before the end of this race. So Burnt Fry's come in then. Comes out in 6th position. 4.1 in front of Bigsy. And I daren't even flick over to Cuddles. Let's see what devastation he's done to his tyres. Ooh, Cuddles. Don't forget fuel. Forget the tyres, just get fuel. So Potter and Don Dotter in the pits now. So that does promote, unless Potter can get out before him, Cutler up into 2nd position. Potter McPot right out on his tail in 3rd. He's got the inside line as well. Potter McPot then, good move straight out the pits. Saw the line down the inside of the hairpin there, took it. And they are side by side running through this chicane. Potter McPot will have the line into the last turn. But Cutler might be able to get a bit of a cutback. Oh, he's decided against that, so Potter McPot then. So he's out of the race in soft, 9.2 seconds back from Zuzim's. 7 minutes left of this race. CJ, evening mate, how you doing? Your mate's live on his channel right now with a few minutes left of his Pro-Am lobby. So Zuzim's currently leading this one, 9.1 second gap over Potter McPot in 2nd. He's played his strategy pretty well again, has Zuzim's by the look of it. So Potter McPot up into 2nd then. He's closing down a little bit on Zuzim's, but possibly not quick enough. Cutler in 3rd. He's played a bit of a blinder with his strategy as well. Don Dotter's had a good race. He's in 4th position. We've got Scar Wars 5th. Scar Wars 5th. Burnt Fry 6th, putting him under a bit of pressure. Bigsy 7th. He's not managed to close the gap on Burnt Fry yet. And then Cuddles. Oh, Cuddles, you've been in the pits for fresh tyres and then drive off track. So Cuddles' tyres his front tyres were as red as his livery. It was ridiculous. So that gap coming down slowly then between Zuzims and Potter. 8.8 the gap. Potter doing everything he can to try and close him in. Down to 8.7. Don Dotter and Cutler battling it out then. Don Dotter getting up into third currently. Cutler having to jump back into the slipstream there to try and keep with him. Cutler go for a late lunge. He's looking to get that position back. Does do a little bit of contact between those two drivers. They're both still on track. No love lost between those two there. But Don Dotter's got a good run out. Will he be able to keep that nose in front? He does do. So he's going to get a good run on Cutler through here. And if he sticks with it, he'll have the inside line into the last turn, which will be the sort of main advantage point. He does do. So Don Dotter then keeps that third position for now. 4 3/4 minutes left on the clock. But again, Cutler will get a good run down the start-finish straight. Maybe not closing down the gap quick enough for this lap. He's going for it again. He's a little bit too far back this time. And that's compromised him even more. He's now over half a second back from Don Dotter in front. Let's just jump back to this one. So Potter McPot then unable to close the gap on Zuzims in front. That's still 9.1. Did get it back down to 8.7. The racing softs starting to wear out a little bit now. So good points on the board for Zuzims this week. Don Dotter pulling more time over Cutler, 1.2 seconds now. Those racing mediums just starting to affect Cutler a little bit. I can see Don Dotter just pulling away a bit more, 1.3, 1.6. He's got it up to almost 2 seconds now. So Cutler's starting to struggle. He's losing a little bit of time to Burnt Fry behind. Burnt Fry a little bit too far back in this one. 3 minutes remaining. He's never going to make up 12 seconds. Scar Wars only 4 seconds back. And he's got Bigsy only 1.6 back. Can Bigsy get this position before the end of the race? They're only going to get 3 laps in. He's got that down to 1.6. So it's just stretched back out to 1.7. So Cuddles looking to get a bit of a toe off front runner Zuzims. You watch Cuddles put his fastest lap of the race in. Let's see what he does. A bit of a toe off Zuzims down that back straight. So he did just put in a 52.2 on those super softs. Or is a 53.0. So 2 minutes remaining. Zuzims comfortably out in front, 9.3 second gap over second place Potter McPot. He himself has got 2.4 seconds now over Don Dotter in third. Cutler's back in the pits, coming in for fresh rubber. Burnt Fry as well. Cutler's back out. He's back out in fourth as well. So no positions lost. He's only going to get this one and one more lap in. So maybe a bit worried about the drivers behind catching him up. Scar Wars up into fifth then. Burnt Fry, as I say, he's just been in the pits. He's back out on the super softs. He's only got a lap to try and pull some positions back. He's 2.7 back from Bigsy. Bigsy's not managed to pull any time on Scar Wars either. That gap's still 1.7. Burnt Fry is closing in on Bigsy. So less than a minute on the clock. I see 1.3. Will Bert Fry get that position off Bigsy before the end? Gap's coming down quick enough to say he will. But is there enough corners? All right on him now. So I will just flick up to front runner Zuzims. He is going to get one more lap in. He's now got 10.2 over Potter. Potter McPot will also get another lap in, as will Don Dotter. And then Cutler will be the first of the drivers to cross the line once the time has ticked over. So that's it, timeout. It is final lap. So Cutler coming home in 4th position then. Star Wars coming under pressure from Bigsy at the end of this one. Oh, it's not. It's Burnt Fry. Is it? It is Burnt Fry. So Burnt Fry managing to get past. Oh, has Bigsy ran out of fuel? Yes, he has. Oh, I didn't see that. Bigsy. Unfortunate. So losing the position to Burnt Fry. And here comes Zuzims across the line. Bit of nice big handbrake from him again. Thank you. Don Dotter also getting past Potter McPot at the end of that one. Potter McPot also out of fuel. He's going to attempt a handbrake. Yeah. Oh, it's unfortunate for Potter. Don Dotter then pipping him on that last lap due to no fuel. So good race for Zuzims. Good race Don Dotter. Fortunate for Potter. And the same for Bigsy. Ran out of fuel as well. Oh, oh. Someone's going sideways. Always seems to be the case at the end of the mini lobbies. So that's another race over. Next Gen Racing's CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup is kind of actually round 3, even though it says round 2 up there. So yeah, good points on the board for Zuzims. 2 race wins. I didn't see who got fastest laps and stuff. Let's go have a look at that. Zuzims. Okay. So another point on the board. Do you get points on the board for fastest lap? Yes, they do. I said you might not be able to overtake Bigsy. I didn't say you couldn't. I thought you were a little bit far back. All right. I'm not perfect. And Bigsy ran out of fuel. If he hadn't run out of fuel, all right, that would have been the end of you. He'd have kept that position, I think. So yes, another good race from the Mini Cooper guys. I'm back on Wednesday at 8:30 for the team versus team event. That's also been a really good league. A lot of interest in that. It's the big GR3 cars. That's 4 different sim racing groups. So it's SimFX, P1, MRC, and Next Gen, all racing against each other. 2 lobbies in that one as well, a Pro and a Pro-Am. I don't think we've got commentary for... Oh, yes, we have. We've got ADG. ADG, the man himself. Little word about ADG. He's the guy that kind of didn't spur me on, but he kind of made me think, well, I might give that a go. I know you do, Burnt Fry. I know that. And then back Thursday for P1 Renault Megane Trophy Cup. Friday, if I don't throw up again, I'll be racing the last rounds of MRC's GTTCCs. And then Sunday, I've got P1 boys with the Super Formulas again. So, you know what's coming up. As I say, I've still got a few stickers left if people are listening. Send me an address to darksmoker@googlemail.com and I'll stick some stickers in the post for you. Don't you worry about where you are, Petri, Ruta, Carney, Heine, Kainahan. All right, they'll make their way to wherever the hell you live in Scandinavia. Don't you worry about that. Already got some in Holland. I've got some in my hand here. One for Denmark. one for Sweden, another one for Holland, and Leeds. The exotic Leeds. So yes, you people know what's coming up. You know what's coming next. Burnt fry. Don't mess about. Pav. Oh, what happened, man? Burnt fry, you've already had stickers. Stop it. And your dad. Let's just stick around and see what happened to Pav. Is he gonna... Is he? There you go, burnt fry. See that? Sub for a sub. We like that kind of stuff. So nothing back off Pav then by the look of it. Unless he's typing a 15-page essay. So I'm pretty much going to end this one. As I say, you know what's coming up for me. We've got the team versus team 8:30 on Wednesdays. We've got 9 o'clock Thursday for the P1 Renault Megane trophies. You've got me Swearfest on Friday. That's also 9 o'clock. Then we've got Sunday at 9 o'clock again for the P1 Super Formulas. So yeah, I hope you like what you're watching. Make sure you like, subscribe and all that sort of stuff. Tell your mates, tell your mum. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.